Good day. Apparently I guessed wrong. I thought it was the Clintons and Soros who were sending these bombs to each other. No, apparently they arrested a guy. A nutcase. What can you say? Alright. I've been reading this interview with this German MP, Markus Frohnmayer. It's very, very good. He's talking about this new migration agreement from the United Nations that they want the member states to sign in December in Morocco. And he has the document. It's a pile, it's a stack of papers, a mountain of papers from the United Nations. And he says every MP of Europe should be forced to read this. It's bad. It's worse than I suspected, this document. At least if you believe this guy, Markus Frohnmayer. And I do. So he says, if there had not been for the AfD in the German parliament, no other political force would dare to criticize this monstrous document. The document in question is the draft text for the so-called Global Compact for Migration for UN member states. It is more or less a globalist project where all signatory states declare their will to abolish the current different categories of migrants in order to declare migration a blanket human right. This document will enforce migration to Europe. It is open border propaganda on steroids, says Frohnmayer. It practically means an end to controlled migration and borders as we know it. The agreement does not distinguish between refugees and migrants anymore. Thus, even illegal migrants can no longer be deported. In fact, it will be the end of the very notion of an illegal immigrant. Illegal border crossings will no longer be considered a crime, since migration will be considered to be a human right. And he says, this document is a smokescreen. It describes migration as a pure enrichment for Europe and totally ignores any negative effects on our societies. And it's not going to be beneficial for the countries that these refugees leave, he says. The global contract will encourage masses of especially young people to leave their home countries because they believe they will have a better life in Europe. This will drain and not strengthen the developing economies in the countries of origin. Yeah. But there is hope. Yeah. He says he's convinced that opposition to such a notion is gathering speed. He says more and more Europeans will vote in future for political forces rejecting the open border policy. This process is ongoing and unstoppable. Yeah. It's got this exact same hope that most of us do have. It's up to the people to say no, of course. And then I read about this story, and I have to tell you about it. We have to tell these stories, you know, because people have to know it, of course. It's just one of these stories. This is from Germany. It's in Freiburg, in Baden-Württemberg, in Germany. 18-year-old woman. She was initially attacked by a man who dragged her into the bushes outside a techno event at a nightclub in Freiburg. He had previously befriended her inside the club and bought her a drink, according to the police. And then he raped her, and this Syrian national reportedly went back inside the party to get his friends. And 7 other men, they all raped this woman, according to the reports. So 8 men are in custody. Okay, that's all for today. Bye.